Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What's something that's completely legal but still makes you look like a total psychopath? You can promise bone marrow donation and then, at the last moment, back off. The intended recipient will die, as their own bone marrow has been thoroughly destroyed by medications in preparation to the transplantation. But no one can force you to help them. You have a right to change your mind, even in the morning of the planned operation. You can revoke your consent anytime, but you will look like a total psychopath, if look is the correct word. Damn, that's a pretty diabolical answer. And for damn sure it's been done before, to family. This will sound like a brag, but I don't care because this will introduce another psychotic twist to this specific example. I was selected as a donor and went through with it. The person survived. At the time, in 2014 anyways, they weren't allowed to tell either party who was the donor or recipient unless both parties individually requested to meet the other, but they were able to tell me that they did respond well to treatment. However, they also highly recommend not meeting the other party because I guess it's common for the bad side of human nature to kick in, and people will often hold that over the recipient's head and leverage it into money and or other things, essentially saying, well, I saved your life, now you owe me. Not turning around when you get on an elevator. I had a sociology class in college and we had to do a norm violation experiment and write a paper about it. This was a common one. Same. I went to school in NYC and they had us go around the block to Lord and Taylor, which added another level because we were young college kids doing this to well-dressed, society-type folks. Eating a whole lemon like an apple. Likewise with onion. At church, we were having a lesson on repentance and atonement using apples and onions. For every bite of apple, you had to take a bite of onion to repent. The teacher did not see coming the warrior woman who enthusiastically chomped down an entire onion like an apple, to the horror of our class. Waiting a moment before you join in laughing when you are in a group. That sounds so awkward. I gotta try this. It's hilarious. I highly recommend. Face with hand over mouth. Regular clothes while working out, jeans, khakis, etc. Three-piece suit while doing laps in a swim lane. Fido and goggles at a business meeting. Denying life-saving coverage to people who will die. Didn't know they allowed internet access in prison, Luigi. Innocent until proven guilty. While I don't know who it was, and while I don't exactly lack any understanding for their actions, I'm convinced it wasn't LM. Closing parenthesis. Having your bed stand in the middle of the room at an odd angle. I tried this once since I didn't understand why everybody places a bed beside a wall. It was a weird feeling to sleep in it. Basic survival, corner of the cave equals less directions to be attacked from. Having your pillow fall off, constantly skeptical smiley face. Going over your lawn with a vacuum cleaner instead of a lawn mower. Did that in real life. I had to remove thousands of plastic confetti after a party. I once had a flatmate get styrofoam all through our yard making a model for a university assignment. She had to vacuum the yard to clean it up. Destroyed the vacuum cleaner in the process. Promise a bunch of young kids that you'll pay for their college education on the assumption you will be a millionaire by the time they are going to college. Then proceed to give them a bunch of laptop batteries. Unexpected office FTW. Digging a hole in your backyard at night. With Stand by Eminem playing on repeat. While wearing a hockey goalie mask. Rehearsing conversation I never planned to have, nailing every comeback. In that case I must be off my rocker. Oh yeah. Well, the jerk store called and they're running out of you. Taking my glasses off when stuck in a situation where someone won't shut up. I might have to listen to your voice, but all I can see is a blurry face, so easy to tune out. I'm just picturing this as trying to send the message of, I meant to take my hearing aids out so I can't hear you, but you've killed so many of my brain cells I took off the wrong thing. Walking around grocery stores without a cart or basket, just carrying way too many items in my arms while refusing help from concerned employees. I know I look unhinged, but at this point it's become a personal challenge. This happened yesterday. I come up to the register like a war refugee holding what I could grab, and my girlfriend comes up behind me with a basket. I was thoroughly bullied by both. If I get a cart, I'm filling it up. I do the whatever I can grab with my hand and arms shopping method to save money. Using your phone in public without earbuds or headphones to have a conversation on speakerphone, play music, watch a video, play a game with sound effects. Extra psycho if it's somewhere where people are stuck listening for an extended time, like on a plane. Edit to add, unless you're outside in an area where a conversation on speakerphone wouldn't be disturbing others. Also, for the record, I live in a suburb. If you're having a phone conversation on speaker in public, you clearly want public input on your conversation. Wearing ski mask. I got reported twice for wearing a ski mask. It's cold outside. Karen, damn tears of joy. Wearing a ski mask when it's 90 degrees out, completely legal. Illegal some places, some big cities, I think Philadelphia too. Eating Doritos at a funeral. Dorito dust shows up clearly on black suit pants, doesn't it? So they'll know you were checking the body for a wallet. Sock, shoe, shoe. You need locked up while someone calls a goddamned exorcist. Take it one step further. Sock, shoe, pants. Sock, pant, sock, shoe. I feel this kind of way walking into a 24/7 supermarket at like 3 a.m. to buy groceries, being a night owl to the extreme. Man, shopping at 2 a.m. was the best. I still get upset occasionally that they never brought it back after COVID. I hate shopping during the day. I wish there was a city, town that operated on an opposite schedule. Everything open at night, everyone asleep during the day, except for maintenance, emergency work which is paid extra or done by people who commute in. All homes equipped with solar panels and light-blocking blinds. Anyone out walking around outside during the day would be considered suspicious. Lol, bonus if the place is officially called the Graveyard or Night City or something like that. I'd move in a heartbeat. I wish there was a city, town that operated on an opposite schedule. Everything open at night, everyone asleep during the day. Ah, hey there, my soulmate. All the local 24-hour shops are no longer open all the time. Where are you? I'm moving there as soon as I can find my car keys. I would much rather steer around employees and stacked restocking boxes than oblivious other shoppers. Sometimes I feel awkward because it seems like most people are just grabbing a couple things at that time of night and I'm grocery shopping for a household of 5 for the week. Lol. Eating a gallon-sized container of mayonnaise. In public. At a funeral. Picking your nose at a red light, and, just to add to the drama for the happenstance audience of others who can see you, looking at it long enough that they start to suspect you are considering eating it. Time it just right so that they will never know as you drive away on the green light. I'm a train driver. The amount of people who don't realize that when I'm entering a station platform, that there's literally someone staring at you as you pick your nose or scratch your balls or pull the wedgie out of your crotch is hilarious. It's great being invisible and realizing that everyone else does exactly what you do. Ticks and pics, the human race. Bringing a suitcase to a picnic. Not saying a word. Laying out a single framed photo of Nicolas Cage, then slowly eating hard-boiled eggs one by one while maintaining eye contact with everyone. No, I'm pretty sure that's illegal, if not should be. Listen, some people meditate, some people journal. I channel my chaos through silent egg rituals and cage worship. We all cope differently. Being a death row executioner. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. I feel like at this point a good portion of the population does though. Lethal injection wouldn't be such a shit show if it was done by a doctor, but doctors, under oath, can't do it. Whoa, I didn't know that wasn't done by a drive. But it makes sense now. Carrying one of those giant water bottles everywhere you go, the ones for the dispenser machines. With a baby bottle nipple on it. LMAO, that's even better. Looking at someone's phone. Oh. I was in a packed train once and the guy in front of me was reading on his Kindle or phone. I asked him if it was a good book and he fucking left. Just went to another carriage. Whoops me. Starting a jigsaw puzzle from the center and leaving the border till the end. WTF man. If you don't pet dogs or cats, or pets in general, but pat them instead. Oddly specific. In Australia we use the word pat for stroking their fur. The word pet means they're your pet, domesticated animal that you keep. Does petting mean the same thing in Australia as it does to North American sex ed teachers? What they know it means, not what they try to pretend it means. Boasting about billions in profits while your full-time workers have to get government assistance due to slave wages. It's legal to photograph and video random people in public places, but doing it is weird and creepy. Not everywhere. Cleaning your garage at 2 a.m. My neighbor works third shift and, to not wake people up in the mornings, he mows his grass at like 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night before he goes to work, with his little headlight on his riding mower. I found it really weird at first, before I knew why. But once I asked about it and he explained he works thirds and didn't want to mow at 7 a.m. when he gets home, I completely understood. I tend not to brush off the brambles or other things I get in my hair while working outdoors. Until I get home to wash myself properly, of course. Consider I'm going home either cycling, either with the train. Lots of people looking mildly terrified. Bramble are what we call blackberries in Scotland, so I'm just imagining a horror scene right now. Berries are the fruit, brambles the rest of the plant, for me. Going to the door naked and holding a katana, throw it open and calmly say, "May I help you?" To the salespersons who knock on my door at 0600 on a Saturday. I feel like knocking on my door at 0600 on a Saturday is the real psychopath behavior. My classmate's mom answered some Jehovah's Witnesses with a shotgun. I feel as long as you didn't draw the katana, it would be reasonable. I had some Jehovah's Witnesses come in the door to my shop one time. I was doing some gunsmithing and was putting the final touches on an Alaska 47 I had just built. I heard them come in and I came out with the AK in my hands wearing black rubber gloves with red grease on them. I told them to get off my property and they made a hasty retreat. Never take the first item off the shelf. That's the one everyone else had handled and put back. I always take an item from deeper into the stack. Also usually it'll be fresher from the back and expire later. Leaving your shopping cart in the middle of the parking lot. This should be illegal.